we'll get this going here. What's going on, everybody? Acrylic here with another video. Happy Monday, everybody. I'm getting this edited. By the time this is probably uploaded, it'll probably be Tuesday, but that's alright. Basically, the reason I'm doing another CDPR gameplay video is because I want to talk to you guys about what the co-founder said. He dropped a video a couple days ago. It's garnered a lot of attention, both good and bad, from different people on different sides of this issue. But I honestly want to do something a little different than my traditional videos where it's just pure gameplay and then voiceovered by me. I want to get a little more into this, dissect this video, and let's see what we can see about it, okay? So without further ado here, I have this little beginning portion coded up. This is the co-founder of CD Projekt Red starting to tell us about what's going on.
Hey everyone, my name is Marcin Iwiński and I'm the co-founder of CD Projekt. When I started CD Projekt 25 years ago, one of its founding principles was honest and direct communication with gamers. When CD Projekt Red, the game development part of CD Projekt, was born, it added something important to that principle, the ambition to make the best games in the world. It became our mission and something that guided us up until now. Based on that legacy of genuine and honest communication, you've trusted us and pre-ordered our game. And despite good reviews on PC, the console version of Cyberpunk 2077 did not meet the quality standard we wanted it to meet. I and the entire leadership team are deeply sorry for this, and this video is me publicly owning up to that.
So right off the bat here, I have a few bones to pick, because what I've been finding, on my copy anyway, is that this game is not perfect from the get-go. This has been something that was felt rushed even on PC. There's bugs in here that I cannot ignore. There's issues that are quest breaking. People never call you at the certain points. Some people never show up. Despawning and non-respawning at all for some quests. It's been quite the problematic trip as far as getting off the ground, and a lot of it, the reason I'm starting over on a new profile is because the 8 megabyte corrupt file, where if your saved character gets over 8 megabytes of load data, they brick it. They just brick that character completely, so that's kind of crazy. Alright, let's see here what the rest of the stuff he has to say is.
Please don't fault any of our teams for what happened. They all are incredibly talented and hardworking. Myself and the board are the final decision makers, and it was our call to release the game. Although, believe me, we never ever intended for anything like this to happen. I assure you that we'll do our best to regain your trust.
Okay, so that basically was them saying, do not blame the devs. I do feel a spot of sympathy for the developers of this game. It's mostly due to the fact that they were reported that they were getting death threats because the game was getting pushed back again for the second and third time. But that was always their stance. They always said it's going to be ready when it's ready. And I think what we're predicting it out now, what we're about to see is him admitting the fact that basically what we're doing is admitting that they just wanted to get it out during the holiday, and that's a huge point where a lot of people are spending money on November, December, and they wanted it out before Christmas. Will he say that on the future part of this video? I have no idea, but I really hope he does. And yeah, let's just get right back on it.
Now I'd like to tell you how the situation looked like from the inside. Cyberpunk 2077 is huge in scope, and I'm not only talking about quests or things you see at first glance. I'm talking about a multitude of custom objects, interacting systems, and mechanics. In the game, everything is not stretched out over flat terrain where we can make things less taxing hardware-wise, but condensed in one big city and in a relatively loading-free environment. On its own, this is a challenge, but we made it even more difficult for ourselves by wanting to make the game look epic on PCs and then adjusting it to consoles, especially old gens. That was our core assumption, And things did not look super difficult at first. We knew the hardware gap, yes, but ultimately, I think that time has proven that we've underestimated the task. To give you a concrete example and the main culprit, we had to constantly improve our in-game streaming system for all gen consoles. Streaming is responsible for feeding the engine with what you see on screen, as well as the game mechanics. And since the city is so packed and the disk bandwidth of all gens is what it is, it constantly challenged us.
So CDPR overpromised, shot themselves in the foot when they realized that a base PS4 and a base Xbox One couldn't pull this off. So the only thing I can think of here is that you would never sell those versions, or that you would quite literally just cater to PS5 and Xbox Series X, right? Right? That is what you guys did. Is that correct?
Every change and improvement needed to be tested, and as it turned out, our testing did not show a big part of the issues you experienced while playing the game.
Bullshit!
As we got closer to the final release, we saw significant improvements each and every day, and we really believed we would deliver in the final Day Zero update. Now let's talk about the review process. We started sending our PC review keys in the first days of December. On launch day, December 10th, we hit the ground running with a really good start on PC. While not perfect, it's a version of Cyberpunk we are very proud of.
I understand why he is admitting it's not perfect, and I do respect him on that. I really do here. But I think because it's his baby, it's his project, I feel like he's not admitting the faults that even the PC version has. While yes, it is smoother, bugs are bugs. You know, that's the kind of thing it's always been. It doesn't discriminate if you have a 3090 or a 1070 like myself.
At the same time, we're fighting for quality on all gen consoles till the very last moment. And every extra day of us working on the Day Zero update brought visible improvement. This is why we started sending console review keys on the 8th of December, which was later than we originally planned. This all happened while working from home with all the challenges resulting from the COVID-related restrictions. A lot of the dynamics we normally take for granted got lost over video calls or email, and we took that hit too. Now I'd like to tell you about our plans for the future and present a path for Cyberpunk 2077 on consoles and PC. We have already released 3 hotfixes improving the game, but that's just the beginning. Our ultimate goal is to fix the bugs and crashes gamers are experiencing across platforms. Please expect bigger and smaller patches on a regular basis. The first update will be dropping within 10 days, and it will be followed by another, more significant one in the following weeks. We will, of course, continue to work on the game in future updates and improvements beyond that. Our big plans for supporting Cyberpunk in the long term did not change. As for the free DLCs, our initial plan was to deliver them just after the release, much like we did with The Witcher 3. We decided to focus on the most important fixes and updates first, and we'll be releasing the DLCs afterwards. Expect more information in the upcoming months. For those of you playing on next-gen consoles in back compatibility, you can still expect the free next-gen update for Xbox Series consoles and PlayStation 5 arriving in 2021. We are aiming at the second half of the year.
Holy cow. Okay, so that was a lot to take in. Of course, no one is going to fault you, CD Projekt Red, for COVID. That was beyond your control. I understand that. I understand why the second and the third delay came out, and you could have literally just banked it on that for that very reason. But my problem is, watching all of this video, you guys still needed to come out and say the reason we dropped it when we dropped it was because of the holiday rush that every video game company knows. You really do need to come out and say that, man. You need to be coming out and just being honest. And I think that's why a lot of this isn't blowing over from the crowd that feels cheated and that this was a scam. So that's my main point.
I'd like to end this video by assuring you that we treat this entire situation very seriously and are working hard to make it right. The guiding principles of our company are still core to what we do. We still want to make amazing games and have an open communication with you, our players. For now, our immediate focus is to work hard on making sure you enjoy Cyberpunk 2077 regardless of platform. Beyond Cyberpunk, we have many plans for the future, which we'll share more about when we're ready. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.
Right off into the sunset. Well, I didn't get what I was wanting to hear out of this, but honestly, this is a hard thing to say, but it's kind of hard to put the trust back into this company. They've done a lot of things great, but they've did this project, which was supposed to be their passion project. They just did it so bad. They just did it in such a terrible way. I feel for all the devs that put their hard work into this, the blood, sweat, and the tears that went into this game. You can feel it. You can feel that this has the bones of something great, to quote Young Yeah. But I just feel like this isn't what it was supposed to be. And you can feel that when you're walking around in the streets of Night City. But anyway, that's it from me, guys. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys later on this week. Peace.